Once, Argentina was richer than Mexico. So why is it struggling now? What if I told you in 1900 Argentina was richer than France, richer than Germany, and almost as rich as the United States? And Mexico? Mexico was poor, unstable, divided. But today, Mexico has a bigger economy, more factories, more global importance. Argentina? Constant inflation, debt crises, economic chaos. So how did two Spanish-speaking countries end up so different? And here's the crazy part. It all starts with geography. But it doesn't end there. If you love simple geography that explains the world clearly, subscribe now, because this story will surprise you. Mexico borders the United States. Argentina borders almost nothing powerful. This changes everything. Mexico trades mostly with the US. Around 80% of its exports go north. Cars, TVs, computers, they cross the border in hours. Argentina must ship goods across oceans. That costs money, time, risk. But here's something shocking. Mexico has 3,000 kilometers of border with the US. Argentina's closest major economy? Thousands of kilometers away. Geography is not fair. It creates shortcuts, or barriers. And Mexico got the shortcut. In 1913, Argentina was among the top 10 richest countries on Earth. Buenos Aires was called the Paris of South America. It had grand buildings, opera houses, European-style boulevards. And here's the real reason. Argentina exported massive amounts of beef and grain to Europe. It was one of the world's breadbaskets. Meanwhile, Mexico was in revolution, civil war, political instability. So logically, Argentina should be the rich one today. But history flipped. So what went wrong? Argentina relied heavily on agriculture. Mexico later diversified. And diversification means survival. Mexico today is one of the world's biggest car exporters. Yes, Mexico builds more cars than many European countries. Companies build factories there because labor is cheaper than the US. It's closer to the US. Trade deals make exports easy. Now let's talk about population. Mexico has around 130 million people. Argentina has around 45 to 46 million. Mexico is almost 3 times larger. That means more workers, more consumers, a bigger domestic market, more internal demand. Size matters. But age matters even more. Mexico's average age is about 29 years. Argentina's average age is around 32 to 33 years. That may not sound dramatic, but in demographic terms, it is significant. Argentina's population is clearly older than Mexico's. Mexico is still in a demographic sweet spot. A large share of its population is of working age, fewer retirees per worker, more people contributing to the system. Argentina is further along in the demographic transition. Birth rates are lower in Mexico. Population growth is slower. The share of elderly citizens is gradually increasing. That means more pension costs in the future, more pressure on public finances, a smaller workforce relative to retirees. Argentina is not an old country yet, but it is aging faster than Mexico. And then there is the hidden factor: migration. Millions of Mexicans work in the United States, and they send money home. These money transfers are called remittances. Mexico receives more than 60 billion US dollars per year in remittances. That is an enormous inflow of hard currency, stable, consistent, year after year. It supports families, it boosts consumption, it strengthens the country's dollar reserves. Argentina does not have this advantage. There is no comparable migration wave to a high-income country sending back tens of billions every year. So when you compare the two countries, you see something interesting. Mexico has a larger population, a younger population, a more diversified economy, massive remittance inflows. Argentina has a smaller market, an older demographic structure, greater dependence on agricultural exports, and far less external dollar support. The age difference alone won't decide everything, but combined with economic structure and migration, it changes the long-term growth potential. Now we get to the painful difference. Argentina struggles with inflation, sometimes over 100% per year. Imagine your salary losing half its value. Imagine prices doubling in 1 year. People rush to spend money before it becomes worthless. Trust disappears. Businesses struggle to plan. Investors stay away. Mexico has inflation too, but nowhere near that level. Stability attracts factories. Instability scares them away. Simple. But here's what the numbers don't tell you. The real difference is cultural. Culture shapes ambition. Culture shapes identity. Argentina sees itself as culturally European. Large waves of Italian and Spanish immigrants shaped the country. Buenos Aires feels like Southern Europe. Mexico is more mixed. Strong indigenous roots, strong Spanish history, strong US influence. Mexico looks north. Argentina historically looked across the Atlantic. Different direction, different focus, and direction matters. Right now, companies are moving factories out of Asia. They want shorter supply chains. They want to be closer to the American market. This helps Mexico massively. It's called nearshoring. Mexico is becoming a manufacturing hub. Argentina, still fighting internal economic problems. One country benefits from global shifts. The other struggles with domestic instability. Opposite momentum. So why is Mexico the opposite of Argentina? Location, population, economic structure, stability, trade direction. In 1900, Argentina looked unstoppable. Today, Mexico looks unstoppable. History flips. Geography sets the stage. Policy decides the outcome. And the future? Still unwritten. Comment below, who wins in 2050, Mexico or Argentina? And if you enjoyed geography explained in simple ways, subscribe, because the world makes more sense when you see the map clearly. See you next time.